All the characters in the story are over 18 years old. It was quiet in the country village. Lucas and Carrie looked around, but they couldn't see the lights in the windows. It seems only the steak is at home, as usual, however. A beautiful woman dressed in a huge jacket, with dark curly hair, pointed her finger at the house where the light was on. "It looks like it," the guy answered, peering into the darkness and slowly turning the steering wheel to the right. "A steak." Carrie knocked on the wooden door. It was opened by a tall, bearded man, about 60 years old. "Oh, hi, Carrie. Will you sit it out?" "Yes." "And you? How long will you be here?" "I'm going to the city tomorrow. Can I come by later? I have supplies left, eggs, food. They won't bother you. It is not known how much everything is. That's why I came to invite you to dinner." "Come, of course. I'll be there soon." It was light in the log house. Lucas lit the fireplace and turned on the underfloor heating. "It will be warm soon," said the young man. "I called Cola. He's coming in now, but he's leaving tomorrow." Carrie began to sort through the boxes of canned food, meat, and pasta. "Where is he going? To the city?" "Yes, but he didn't explain why." "Good. We'll be here in complete silence, although maybe someone else will come later. Anything is possible." The house was getting warmer. Carrie took off her jacket and stayed in her ski pants and sweater. Lucas threw a couple of logs on the fireplace and also took off his jacket. Soon Cole came and put a wicker basket with eggs and a box of canned food on the table in the living room. "I think you'll bake the bread yourself, so I have flour left," said Cole, and took out a bag of flour from the box. "Yes, Cole, thank you. And one more thing." Cole took a bottle of vodka from the inside pocket of his jacket. "So today will be a holiday." Lucas perked up at the sight of alcohol. Time flew by unnoticed during the neighborhood gatherings. It was about 10 o'clock at night. Carrie and his son explained that they had decided to come to the holiday village to sit out the quarantine, but the children were supposed to come to Cole, so he had to return to the city. The vodka bottle was empty. The neighbors were sitting at the table with flushed faces and talking about everyday topics. "I was fishing on the left pontoon today, so tomorrow, Lucas, go there. There's always fish there," Cole advised the young man. "Thanks, Cole. I'll do that. I invite you to the sauna. I also cut the ice hole today, for good reason." "With pleasure." Carrie supported the idea. "Lucas, where's our beer?" "So this is not all the supplies?" Cole was delighted. "Not all of them," Lucas replied, and took out a bunch of 6 cans of dark, strong beer from the closet. "Then we can go." The bearded man rubbed his hands. "I'm going to melt it. I'll call you when it's ready." "Good," Carrie said, and began to clear the table. When everything was in order, Carrie took out a bathrobe for herself, for her son, and 2 pairs of rubber slippers from the closet. After that, Carrie began to take off her sweater and ski pants. Lucas was taken aback by how much his mother was behaving freely in front of him. "What are you staring at?" Carrie asked, looking at her surprised son. "Did you think I was going to steam in a ski suit?" Carrie laughed. "It's just that we've never been in a sauna with you. That's why you're shy. You have your own laws there, in the city, and we have our own. Everything is simple. No matter what, you are beautiful. No matter what, the strangeness of the situation. And if that's the case, then yes, you'll see enough." Carrie carefully folded the linen in the chest of drawers, put on a warm robe, and put on slippers. Lucas was shy and carefully put his things on the bed. "Turn around," Mom said imperiously. Lucas turned around. "Now we are on equal terms. Otherwise, you saw me and I didn't see you. Is it a shame to see your son like this, especially when we go to the sauna?" Lucas straightened up and Carrie saw the guy's beautiful athletic body, his strong shoulders, arms, strong legs. The door swung open abruptly and a steak tumbled into the house. "Oh, are you ready yet? What are you waiting for? Come on." The trio in dressing gowns walked along the pontoon to the sauna, which was located near a huge ice hole, which had been cut by a stake earlier in the day. Carrie and Cole entered the steam room. "I forgot." Lucas slapped his forehead with the palm of his hand. "I'll get you a beer now." "Of course, Lucas, run. It's like a ticket. You can't go to the sauna without beer." Cole laughed. Lucas sauntered towards the house in total darkness, feeling the icy Finnish wind blowing. A few minutes later, Lucas returned to the sauna, left his bathrobe in the dressing room and went inside. Cole and Carrie were laughing loudly at something. Lucas handed a can of beer to Mom and a Coke. The steak itself was hairy. Cole was baiting jokes and telling funny stories. Sweat poured down his face like a stream. "That's enough, guys." Cole stood up from his seat. "It's time to cool off." The man went down the wooden stairs into the icy water, followed by his mother, and then Lucas. Billions of ice needles dug into the skin of each of those who went down into the water, but at the same time it gave vivacity and freshness. Lucas stood with his feet on the sand and watched his mom, quickly plunging up to her neck, began to climb out onto the pontoon. Cole gave her his hand, and then began to push the woman with his hands. Carrie is Lucas's mother, a beautiful woman with a small, almost imperceptible tummy. The trio sat down on the shelf again and began to finish their beer. The cheerful conversations continued. Lucas tried not to pay attention to such strange courtship, but jealousy was bubbling inside him. Although he understood that he would not sort things out with his neighbor, since his mother was completely in control of the situation. Carrie was no slouch either. She could play the game too. Lucas was not noticed. The couple was playing their strange game. Mom flew off the shelf and offered to take a dip and then go to bed. The steak was in a difficult position, but he got up and went into the water. Just like the first time, he grabbed Carrie with huge palms and pushed her up the stairs, while her mother, as if unable to cope, laughed merrily and pretended that she could not get out on her own. Everyone returned to the sauna, literally for a minute to warm up, put on their bathrobes and wandered towards the house. At the fork between the houses, Mom wished him a safe journey, then grabbed Lucas by the hand and pulled him into the house. Carrie laughed like a girl, slamming the door behind her. "Lucas, did you see what he was doing? While you were getting a beer, he already started making all sorts of hints to me, and I told him that he had no chance, but he decided to play with me." "I saw everything," Lucas replied, laughing. "Thank you for not interfering. I did a decent job myself." Carrie went to the fireplace, from which the light spread throughout the room. "How warm it is," the woman breathed to the beautiful curly hair. "Do we have anything else to drink, Lucas?" "Yes, you just need to look in the closet. Don't turn on the light. Let him think that we went straight to bed. Otherwise, this male will definitely find a reason to come." Lucas found 2 cans of beer in the cupboard. "Here." The man handed a can of beer to his mother, standing in front of the fireplace. "Will you get dressed?" "No. I want my body to breathe and warm up." "Or should I?" No. I won't get dressed then either." Lucas laughed and took a long sip of beer, standing next to his mother. "Out of solidarity?" "Exactly. Out of solidarity with you. It's so good, dark, warm, calm. The main thing is that the news does not press from all sides," Carrie said softly, as if someone could hear her. Lucas noticed how the light glint disappeared on the wall and turned into a dark spot. The young man turned around and walked over to the window. The steak turned off the light. Probably went to bed. "He's not my type, and even older, all hairy, gray." "Ugh, that's not my taste." Carrie went to the window. "What's your taste? These are such young guys." Carrie smiled broadly and looked at Lucas. The light from the window illuminated her sweet and kind face looking at her son. "I want to tell you honestly, I like this kind of nudist vacation," Lucas said softly. "Me too," Carrie said, and took a sip of the bitter black beer. "Touch it," Carrie squealed cheerfully. "You can do it whenever you want, and don't be shy." "Whoa," Lucas blurted out. "Am I really doing this? Do you like it?" "Very much." "Remember them a little. Do you have a cigarette?" "They're in the car." "I'll get it right away." Lucas, with his heart pounding out of his chest, put on a bathrobe and went out to the car, took a pack of cigarettes out of the trunk and returned to the warm house. Carrie was also standing by the window and drinking beer. "Are you going to continue or not?" The woman whispered softly and straightened her hair. "And they like your hands," Carrie said, looking into Lucas's eyes. "My beloved boy, stroke me. I couldn't give myself a Coke when you were around. That would be wrong." "Really? You can decide for yourself. You're an adult now. I don't know what you want." Carrie took Lucas's hand and led him to the fireplace. "That's it. I definitely like it that way," Carrie said. "Quiet, Lucas, quiet. It's all good," Carrie whispered soothingly. Carrie laid her son down next to her. After that, they made love. Carrie looked out the window and watched an old Toyota drive away from a nearby log cabin. Get up, Sonia. Carrie was pulling the blanket off him. Lucas stretched out on the bed and lay on his back. You're a handsome man, but it's time to chop wood. And you promised me a big fish. Lucas smiled and went to wash his face. Carrie and Lucas spent a short daylight day in care. Lucas chopped firewood, went fishing and fished out a large trout from the hole, which Carrie promised to cook for dinner. Lunch was instant noodles, coffee, and cookies, but dinner was supposed to be a success. Carrie cleaned the house, dusted, washed the dishes, and aired the bed linen. By evening, baked fish, salad, and potatoes were on the table, which Mom and son began to devour with both cheeks. The sauna was ready. Carrie and Lucas sauntered along the path to the pontoon, looking at the houses with dark windows. Only a small lamp was burning in their house. Yet the area was plunged into darkness. An LED light was on in the sauna. Carrie and Lucas were sitting on a hot shelf and drinking bitter beer, breathing in the hot, fragrant air. Sweat was pouring from both of them. Yesterday was easier, Carrie said. It's all vodka, Lucas replied, having never touched his mother all day. I think it's time. Carrie got up from the shelf, took a sip of beer from the bottom of the can, and went outside into the frosty cold of darkness. Lucas went after her. After taking a dip in the icy water, Lucas gave his mother his hand, and Carrie put her foot on the stairs. Well, give me a push, Mom said. Lucas instantly pushed her onto the wooden pontoon. After that, they went into the house and made love again. Since then, the neighbors still came to visit them and tried to show signs of attention to Lucas's mother, but it was all to no avail.